Alright YouTube, what is going on? It is ConflctNerd here today, bringing you another episode of my Transport Fever Let's Play. Let's connect up the Grand Canyon. So we're on to episode number 7 I believe now, and we went ahead and started lots of construction projects at the end of the last episode, but we didn't really, I guess, get them finished, and there's still so much to do, so we're going to continue on from where we left off. So at the end of the last episode I was going ahead and I was building basically two different routes which connected up Upper Boulder bus station, this new bus station up here, to Lower Boulder bus station, which was this bus station down here. And the reason I want to go ahead and separate the two is because we've got the buses from Willow Creek to Silverton going all the way through the town of Boulder unnecessarily. So I wanted to go ahead and just take them to the top of the town and also just streamline and make everything a little bit more efficient in and around this Boulder Lower bus station because it's just a bit too crowded. I also wanted to connect up Boulder that little bit better, so I've gone ahead and created this here, these blue and red lines I guess, and these go through the town. One of them is called the Boulder East line and the Boulder West line. The Boulder East line is the one in blue and the Boulder West is the one in red, and basically they just connect up the two, just going through the Boulder town in different ways. So we need to go ahead and deploy trams onto these, and I don't actually want to use that tram depot downtown because this area here is just a choke point. It doesn't look like it right now, but I'm sure it will be going forward, and there's just way too many people waiting at the station. So I need to go ahead and build another tram depot, and the tram depot is going to get built up this end by this station. And we're going to go ahead and get trams on the go around this town as soon as possible. We'll place it in here actually, so this will do fine for the time being. So we're going to get these trams into action, and again it's going to be these ones here, the Kitadis 302. We're going to go ahead and buy this first lot in red because you're going to get set onto the right or the western side of the line. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy probably about 6 of these or so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you guys are going to go ahead and get assigned on to the TC, which stands for Tram Connect, which connects up the town via trams. That's where that comes from. Very creative, I know. You're going to get assigned onto the Boulder West, so we're going to go ahead and set you guys out, and then we're going to go ahead and buy 6 more of you guys in a different darker blue colour. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you guys are going to get set onto the TC Boulder East. So off you go. So these trams do look really smart actually, and this should connect up the town much more efficiently. So by doing that though, we can go ahead and take some buses out of this area here. We can take out the Boulder to Willow Creek and also the Boulder to Silverton buses, and that's what we're going to go ahead and do. So we first of all need to go ahead and open up the editor, and we're going to start off by the Willow Creek bus. So we need to go ahead and remove a few stops and add in a few stops. So we need to go ahead and remove 1, 2, well the new one and the new one again, and we also need to remove 6 and also 7 as well, and then we need to go ahead and basically, so after stop number 1, so after stop number 5 we need to go ahead and add in this new station here, Upper Boulder, and then that should be it pretty much back to normal. So that is that route change, and that is the purpose of this route, to just make it not go through the town and cause unnecessary traffic pretty much. We then need to go ahead and do the same with the Boulder to Silverton as well. So that is the, whereabouts are you? You're this bus here, so we need to go ahead and alter you. Again, we just need to go ahead and get rid of 3, we need to get rid of 2, and we need to get rid of 1. We also need to get rid of 6 and 7 here as well. Then after bus stop number 5, we need to go ahead and add in the new bus stop at the top here, Upper Boulder. So there we go, so that should now be, I believe, a total of 4 routes going via Upper Boulder now, which is good. So it's going to be the 2 trams and the 2 buses. As we can see, there's a bit of traffic delay here, which is a shame, so I'm probably going to have to go ahead and upgrade this whole road, which I think is a good idea going forward actually, to an extra large country road, just because it is so busy. So as you can see here, it's got so many lanes, it's just absolutely wonderful to see such a wide road, and I think that is going to be very useful going forward. So now that is created, we can go ahead, and there shouldn't be as many routes going in here. So there should be the airport route, there should be the Richardson routes, the Jackson routes, and then there should be the 2 tram connects as well. So overall 5 routes, and actually 3 of them are trams. The good thing is as well, so when I created the new lines, I guess you could say, the trams, they're using different lanes again. They're using not the same ones as they were, but the 2 tram connects, I'm not really at all sure what is going on here, to be honest. It's just a bit all over the place. So they're using different lanes, but they're not all using their own lane, because lane number 3 still looks like it's free. So hopefully anyway, going forward though, it will be much more efficient. If we look at this Jackson Road though in general, it's doing not as bad anyway, I don't think, as it was. So all these trams are full, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign more trams onto the Boulder Jackson line as well. So very quickly just jump in here and go ahead and buy a few more. We'll maybe buy about 4 more of you guys just to help things out. So that will add pretty much 200 seats onto that line, which should hopefully go ahead and clear some of this backlog which we're having at these stops here. This stop here is for the Tram Connect Boulder West, which will be good going forwards. So it's going to take, I guess, quite a bit of time for everything to just change and mold. I've also gone ahead and changed a few roads, and I've also just slimlined the junctions down in Boulder as well. I also went ahead and straightened up the road which goes from Boulder to Richardson, so as you can see here, this is much more straight, because before it was more windy, and I just wanted to go ahead and make the route as fast as possible. As we can see here, in general, Richardson there's not as many people waiting as before, which is great to see. So with all that done now, we can go ahead and start to focus on something else. Right now we've got a lot of people waiting here, but this is just the initial starting stage. After a while it will get much easier. One thing I do want to do actually, instead of because currently the Richardson bus, it comes in via here, and it goes via this bus stop here, which is fine, but then it goes and stops at this bus stop here behind the tram, and that's what seems to be a bit of hold up here. I think we should go ahead and create a bridge which goes sort of from here right up the middle of the screen, just to make a more direct approach into Lower Boulder. So I don't know how easy this bridge is going to be to build, but we'll give it a go anyway. So we're going to create this as a medium street, and we're going to create you from here possibly over to there like so, and that will cost quite a bit of money, but it will make this junction even larger, but that means the bus can be even more direct than before. So we'll go ahead and keep that bus stop as it is, but we need to go ahead and jump into the Boulder Richardson and remove stops 2 and bus stops 9. So there we go, that makes that much more direct, and that again should speed things up on that route. And it does mean that this part of the town gets served at this bus stop here, which is good. There's not a lot of houses around about here, but at least it's getting served. And then we've also got the tram, it shouldn't get held up by buses in the future. So I guess I want to go ahead and jump away from what's going on in Boulder and the surrounding area, and I just want to go ahead and focus on some other towns. So Silverton is having a lot of problems, it looks like, with its buses, and it's mainly people wanting to go to a mixture of Silverton and Castle Rock. And to help that out, I think I want to go ahead and get the railway line up and going though. As we can see, Castle Rock's got so many people waiting at it, and I think if we go ahead and get the train line into use, then we can go ahead and solve some of these issues. So the train line we built 2 episodes ago, and it's just not got into any use yet, but I think it's about time to go ahead and do so. So we're going to go ahead and get some electrical trains, and it's going to be multi-unit trains we're going to go for. So if we go in here to multi-units electrical, these are the ones we've got to play with. So we've got a large choice, and I want to go ahead and bring a lot of trains into this. I want to go ahead and get trains which can go extremely fast and which can carry a lot of passengers. So that top speed's 186, which isn't good enough for me. What about you guys? Are you guys any faster? 199, that one is there. That one is really nice. So you can carry 223 passengers. It has a good load speed, and it has a really good speed and capacity. So overall, that's quite a good shout. What about this train here? Can't go as fast, unfortunately. This one here can only go 124. This dual stock, what about this one? Again, it can't go very fast. So it looks like I think I'm going to go for this one here, the TGV Duplex. So the Duplex one is, I think, all round the best one to go for. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy 2 of yous, just to start off with anyway. And I don't think I've created the line yet, so let's go ahead and very quickly do that. So the line will go from here, which is Tejada. It's then going to make its way all the way to Castle Rock. From Castle Rock it makes its way up to Thompson, which is an unconnected town up till now. And then from Thompson it's going to go into Apache Ranch. I renamed this town just so I could make it easier on myself. Then on the way back it's going to stop at the 2 train stations as well. So back into Thompson, back into Castle Rock, and you do notice that all these train stations are a bit out of town. The reason for that is because there was no real central locations I could put them in, but that means they will need to get supported by buses. So let's go ahead and name this train, and then I don't know what I'm going to call the line actually. It's just going to probably be Tejada to Ranch for the time being. So that is our first train line built there, so we can go ahead and assign these 2 trains onto the line from this depot here. So we'll set line, we'll put you onto the Tejada Ranch line, and off you guys will go. So it's going to take a while for this train to break profit, but it should eventually, and it should go ahead and solve a lot of issues going forward. So with that line set up now, we need to go ahead and support it with buses better. So Tejada is a town we've not been to in a long time, but I want to go ahead and I guess create a tram which weaves through the town and connects up the station much better. So first of all, I'm very quickly going to create a link there. What I'm thinking of maybe doing is just doing it by bus actually. Or bus or tram. I'm really liking trams so far actually. Let's see how profitable our trams are doing. So first of all, if we look at the Boulder Jackson tram, it's making 1.3 million, 1.4 million, which is pretty good. At our other trams, now I don't know if these will be profitable yet, but this is the TC Boulder East and the TC Boulder West. It just looks like the frequency isn't high enough, so right now we are losing money on that. So maybe for the time being I will just stick with buses. So creating a bus route should be quite simple to go ahead and do. We've made plenty before and I'm sure we can make this one successful. So we'll have a bus stop just outside there, and then we'll have, where's the station? The station's there, so I'm going to have an ish direct route, though it's not going to be totally direct. So I'm going to have a bus stop here which can, I guess, have a large sphere of influence. You'll then have another bus stop just here at the top of the street. You'll then have another bus stop which is up the top, and then it'll just wrap round and stop in here and then go into the depot. So let's very quickly go ahead and create this line, and we're starting, because this is such a large map, we're going to have so many different bus lines and so many different lines, so we need to make sure we name them appropriately, which we will do going forward. So we're going to start off in this bus station here, Lower Tejada. You're then going to make your way out to Center Street up to Ash Street. This seems to be a new colour as well actually, which I quite like. It's not really a colour I usually use. So then going to go to North Street, then into Spruce Street, then it's just going to make the return leg. So that there, it's a basic line, but it serves a little bit more of the town, which is good. I don't know if I'm ever going to have a connect, but having this route serves more of the town which is unserved by the current bus lines. So with that done, we need to go ahead and give this a name. So I'm very quickly just going to name this the, I guess you're the BC because you're a bus connect and you're for Tejada. So with that done, all we need to do is go ahead and assign buses to it. And I've got a feeling this route is going to be quite popular. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get the bendy bus, the city bus. We'll assign it in that odd colour, which I guess is it's not a light green. I don't really know what it is, to be honest. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead and buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buses for this, and then get yous on the go. So you're the BC Tejada, so off you guys go. It looks like there's actually a routing issue, which is a shame, and I don't know what that issue is. So it's doing an unnecessary loop around this block here, and I don't know why that is. It's because I've missed a bus stop here, it looks like, which I need to very quickly just go ahead and add in. So if we add you in there, that should solve that issue, and all is good there. So now we can go ahead and move on to the next town. So Tejada is sorted pretty much. I think I need to go ahead and upgrade the capacity though on the Richardson to Tejada line. It just looks like there's too many people waiting at this end of town. And also if we jump down into Richardson, it's pretty much the same situation. So while I go ahead and upgrade that, just going to add in some extra bus stops as well into this line, just because the towns have both grown. So we'll add a bus stop there at the edge of Richardson, and we'll also add another bus stop here at the edge of Tejada, just about there. So we'll go ahead and first of all edit this line. So this line here is the Boulder Richardson, it's not that one. There's so many lines now, that's the thing. So you're the orange Richardson to Tujada, so you're making a lot of money, 2.4 million, but you could be making so much more, I'm sure. So where do we start? So we'll start off here. So after bus stop number 5, you go to bus stop number 6 there at Hill Street, and then you'll go into bus stop number 7 here at 3rd Street. Then on the way out, so you're going to stop at bus stop number 2, you're then going to stop at bus stop number 3, which is now going to be 3rd Street, and then you're also going to stop here at Hill Street. So that's the new bus stops added in. One thing I want to do is I want to make the road much more direct, which I think should be quite easy to do. So what I'm going to do is this will just speed things up in the future, and this is part of my streamlining process, I guess you could say. So what I want to do is I want to create a road from here, if I can possible. It's not really letting me though, so I want to just create a road too much slope, and to be honest, coming up a hill, that actually might be a bit of a problem. The only other, I guess, upgrade I could see would be, you know what, we're just gonna go ahead and create a tunnel. So this tunnel here costs 3.2 million, but I mean, I have the money, we have 80 million, so we're gonna go ahead and create that, so that'll create the route much more efficiently and effective. I do need to go ahead and get rid of this huge bend here as well actually, but I think we'll leave it in for the time being just because it is so close to a bus stop. So with all those changes, we need to go ahead and change the buses. That's the main thing we need to do, and we know from going ahead and changing the buses from Boulder to Richardson that right now it is probably best to go ahead and go for the faster buses instead of the bendy buses. So let's go ahead and do that. So jumping in here, we need to go ahead and roll out these intercity buses too. They're in orange, and we're going to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of you guys. So quite a lot there. Then we're going to go ahead and pull the current buses, which are the smaller 40-seater city bus ones. There's 8 of them, so right now the capacity on that route is 8 times 40, which is only 320, but the new capacity is going to be 480. So we'll get all you guys to return to depot and sell on return, and then we'll go ahead and very quickly set these new buses onto the line. So they should go ahead and hopefully make a difference, but again, that's just going to take a little bit of time to work. So now I believe successfully we can move on from Tujada and go on to the next town. I want to see how the train's doing so far. I really don't think the train will be doing too well. In fact, it's actually losing us like 7 million, which is a lot, but it is good to see that the tram connects in Boulder are actually making a profit. I do think I just need to go ahead and up the frequency there. So now we need to go ahead and run all the way over here and run into Castle Rock. Now Castle Rock has grown quite a bit, so we need to go ahead and I guess create an efficient route which goes around this town, connecting up the train station to the main bus station in the town. So let's go ahead and do that, jump in here, and we'll start with a bus stop at the station. Now Castle Rock's a pretty big town, it's up to nearly 1,000 people, so I do think that it could benefit from a few bus stops in a few different places. So we'll have a bus stop here, I think this is a good place to have a bus stop, so we'll have a double bus stop in there. Then what you're going to do is, you're going to make your way off to this side of town, I guess, which is the left side of the town currently which we're facing. You're then going to make a bus stop in there, make a bus stop up here, and then I think you can just go into the depot from there. So this route here it's again a wee bit, it's not the most direct routes, but again it's serving part of the town which I think is needed going forward. So you'll start off at Castle Rock Halt, up to Broadway Street, Church Street, then into North Street, down to Dogwood Street, which I know is already in this series, I can remember that name because it's quite strange. Into the railway station, and then it's just going to return through all these individual stops. It will then return into the Castle Rock Halt. So now that's created, I think we're all good to go, so we very quickly just need to go ahead and name this. This is going to be the BC because it's a bus connect, and it is going to be for Castle Rock. So that is good to go, so all we need to do is go ahead and assign buses on it. And does this place have its own bus depot? I don't think it does, so we need to go ahead and get that on the move, which will be very simple to do. So let's go ahead and I've just had one thought actually, we could just start going ahead and replacing buses, replacing all these smaller buses with larger buses. That's what I think we'll do going forward, so let's go and grab ourselves another bus depot. I think in general just the capacity of everything just needs to be upgraded everywhere, it just needs to get upgraded. So we'll go ahead and create this bus depot here. We'll buy bendy buses for this route. This route again is that sort of strange green colour, but we'll go ahead and buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you guys. And then we'll set you onto the BC Castle Rock. So that should go ahead and I guess help out with the train line. One or two changes I do want to make though in general to the Castle Rock buses is that it looks like the capacity isn't good enough for the bus which goes down to Willow Creek and to Tejada. So right now there's 3 buses which are involved in Castle Rock. These are the Silverton, the Tejada and Willow Creek, and it looks like these all need a capacity upgrade. So you guys are going to be the first to benefit from changing of vehicles. So I'm going to set all your buses to upgrade very quickly to the intercity bus is what I'm going to do. So that's going to upgrade the capacity, not by much though after 25%, but then I'm also going to add additional buses onto these individual routes. We'll add maybe, I guess, probably double the capacity of all of them. So we'll add maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 onto each of the Castle Rock buses. So Castle Rock Silverton, you'll be the first to get the buses. Then we'll go ahead and buy 1, 2, 3, 4 more. It will then be the Castle Rock Tejada, you'll get 4 buses, and then finally we'll buy 1, 2, 3, 4 more, and then you'll get assigned onto the Castle Rock Willow Creek route. So all should be good there, and that should hopefully get people moving around a little bit more in Castle Rock. So guess what, the next time we move on to is Thompson, and Thompson is actually going to be quite difficult because Thompson's not got any connections so far, so this is going to be fun. So we're going to have to spend a little bit more time in Thompson because Thompson has got a much smaller population. It's also not got a current bus station, so we need to go ahead and sort that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be quite smart and I'm going to build the bus station, I guess, up here by the railway station. So I'm going to create, I guess, a very small block here, and if we can go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to try and fit the bus station inside. However, I don't know if that's going to be possible. If not, we can just have it laying off one side, probably to this side closest to us. So we'll go ahead and grab this. Can't fit you in there, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and fit you in there maybe. Yep, we can just fit you in there and no more, so that's what we'll do, and that's probably going to be really efficient transport, having the train and bus station right beside each other. So you're going to have a bus which goes from here to Silverton, because I think that's the best thing for you to do. So to connect up to Silverton you need, this is going to be the difficult part here, so we need to go ahead and create quite a few bus stops along this route. So let's jump to bus stops. So you're going to have one on this street here in Thompson, then one just after the crossroads, then one at the edge of town, because I'm hoping that Thompson will start to grow with these better connections going forwards. Then if we jump all the way to Silverton, Silverton has had an upgrade which is good. You'll stop at that bus stop there, then you will stop at, I actually kind of want you maybe not to stop there actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop you a little bit earlier. Then we're going to come in here and we're going to delete these 2 small bus stops here. Then what we're going to do is create this road extension off here, like so. Then what we're going to do is we're going to jump back into bus stops and we're going to connect up this part of town here. So we're going to add in a bus stop there. We're going to add in a bus stop probably a much more central about there. Then add another bus stop in here. So it's taking a little bit of a different approach, because right now it looks like there's already a bus. It looks like the Boulder Silverton, which is coming around this part of town. Again, just serving the town better. So let's go ahead and create this new line. This new line is going to be from the Silverton Exchange, then to Ridge Street, from Ridge Street to Taylor Street, Taylor Street to Lee Street, Lee Street to Woodland Street. So I'm going to come all the way out here into Thompson and stop at Green Street, 14th Street, Lincoln Street, and then it's going to come into the transfer, and then it's basically just going to do those stops again on the return. I think there's possibly room as well to go ahead and straighten up that road, which I think I will do as well, just to make things faster in the future. So this is what I've done. I've created a much more direct route, so hopefully that should speed up when the bus gets into use. So I very quickly just need to go ahead and delete all this, and we'll probably come along with a terraforming tool in between episodes and just tidy this up. I don't really like to see like the outline of old roads, to be honest. It's kind of stupid. You can actually see the old roads which used to go in between these 2 towns vaguely actually. This is one of the roads which we deleted probably in episode 2 I think it was, just to streamline things going forward. Anyway, so now that line is created, we need to go ahead and name it first of all. Then what we need to go ahead and do is we need to get some buses onto it. So Silverton doesn't have a bus depot either, which is kind of annoying. So what we're going to do is go ahead and name this the BC, and you are from Silverton to Thompson, our first ever connection into Thompson, which is good. So I think that is how they've spelled Thompson. There's quite a few different ways of spelling Thompson, but I think that is the correct one. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a depot in Silverton, I think, because I think that would make sense, and let's get some people on the move. So a road depot can go here, perfect location, out of town, and then we'll go ahead and get, again it's going to be intercity buses, and again it's using that strange green colour. But we'll go ahead and assign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buses, which is quite a lot onto this route, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So that'll be the Silverton Thompson, so off you guys go. And you're in an interesting, it's more of a blue actually than anything, it's a light blue you are, an extremely light blue. But I really do like that colour. So you should go ahead and help growth out in Silverton. Now we do have some issues with buses in Silverton, and what are they? It looks like there's just lots of people waiting here to go to various places, but now we've got the new buses, hopefully that should go ahead and help solve the issue. As we can see there, that bus filled up, and I'm sure there'll be another bus along again soon. So we can jump out of here, and that's Thompson connected up much better, so we need to go all the way over here to Apache Ranch. Now Apache Ranch is... we are some distance away actually. I did go ahead and create this road a few episodes ago actually, just so it's easier to connect up to Ward's Ranch. So Apache Ranch, a pre-built road hoping the town would grow, but it's not really grown yet, but going forward hopefully it will. So we're going to go ahead and create a bus station again beside the railway station, because I really do think that is a good idea. So let's go ahead and grab this here, we'll pivot you, and then we'll build you right there. Then let's go ahead and get our... what are we actually trying to do here? We're just trying to create a bus line in between two towns. I think it's time to maybe connect up Ward's Ranch up to here. I think that would be a good idea. So that would be, and then we can connect Thompson to Apache. Well, you're connected by rail, so in a sense, if you don't want to take the boat from like Boulder to Ward's Ranch, you will now have an alternative, which is good. So let's go ahead and create this bus line very quickly, and then we're going to jump back to Boulder, I think. So where do we even start? Bus stops, coming back into here. We've created a lot of bus lines this episode, but this is what this series is going to be. It's going to evolve around creating, because this map is so huge, so we're going to be at this map for, God knows, like 50 episodes probably. So starting off there, we're going to start off with a bus stop here. We're then going to have another bus stop probably in the centre of town, and then we're going to have another one as you leave town as well. Should we maybe have one? No, I don't think. I think that should do for Apache. And then coming down here, Ward's Ranch has grown quite a bit actually. There's a lot more building, it looks like, out where the bus station is. So we'll go ahead and we'll have a bus stop away out here. We'll then have another bus stop maybe a little bit closer here. And I think that will do. So let's go ahead and create this new line, another bus line, which is going to go from Ward's Ranch. It's then going to go into Jefferson Street, then into Hill Street, then it's going to come all the way up the hill and it's going to stop at Valley Street, then Birch Street, then Main Street, then go into the station, and then it's just going to make the return leg. So fortunately Ward's Ranch does have a bus station, which that means we can go ahead and deploy buses from there. So let's call you, you're just a B, you're not a BC because you're not connecting up a town, you're connecting up separate towns. Then you're going to be the bus from Ward's Ranch to Apache, so that is all set to go there. So let's go ahead and deploy some buses onto you. So you're quite some distance. What colour were you actually? So you were a purple, it looks like. A very light purple. So we'll go ahead and create you there, and let's go ahead and buy, again it's going to be intercity buses. I'll buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you guys, and then we'll get yous on the move. So with that done, that pretty much concludes all the building to support the railway line, so hopefully the railway line will be getting a bit of use. It doesn't really look like it at this end, but if we go ahead and check it out, it's losing 14 million, which is quite a lot. How many people are waiting on the train though? That's the question. So, zero people are on the train, but who wants to come to Apache right now? Apache is going to be a growing place. No one waiting at Thompson, and it looks like there is no one waiting, or there's a few people, 3 people waiting in Castle Rock. What about Tajada? There is 2 people, 11 people waiting at Tajada, which is good. Interestingly, there's lots of people waiting here, and it looks like to Castle Rock. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to sell that route, because now there is a train line, there's no need for it. So if we go ahead and jump in here, we might as well start getting rid of duplicates. There's no need for duplicates at all. It looks like we're actually making quite a big loss right now overall. We're not actually making a profit as a company, which is not good. So we'll go ahead and sort that out in the next episode. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode. Please leave a like, rating, subscribe if you are new around here. That's all for this video. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.